You've noticed it, haven't you? Those moments when something small, a comment, a tone of voice, a single look suddenly triggers a wave of feelings that feel much bigger than the situation itself. Yes, you've been there, we all have. And if you ever caught yourself wondering, why did that affect me so much? This lesson will help you make sense of it. Because what you experienced wasn't just emotion, it was a trigger. And learning to understand your triggers is one of the most important steps towards emotional mastery. Let's start with a clear definition. An emotional trigger is any stimulus, an event, a word, a tone, a facial expression that invokes an intense emotional response which feels disproportionate to the situation. It might be anger, shame, defensiveness, guilt, or even withdrawal. But the key is the trigger is not the event itself. The trigger is the meaning you attach to the event. For example, when someone interrupts you mid-sentence, that interruption is neutral. But if your mind says instantly, they don't respect me, you've attached the meaning, and that meaning lights the emotional fuse. So the trigger lives inside you, not inside the external world. It's the internal interpretation that activates the emotion. Your subconscious stores emotional memories from every experience, moments of hurt, rejection, embarrassment, or fear. These memories sit quietly beneath the surface, shaping how you perceive your new situations. When something today resembles something unresolved from the past, your brain reacts automatically as though the old event is happening right now. That's why triggers feel so sudden and powerful. They're not about the present, they are echoes of the past. So when a colleague questions your work and you feel a surge of defensiveness, it may not be about the colleague at all. It might be an old memory of being criticized or misunderstood, resurfacing in disguise. Think of it like carrying a matchbox in your pocket. Every unresolved hurt, disappointment, or humiliation adds another match. And one day, someone brushes against that box and strike a spark. They didn't light it. The friction came from what you were already carrying. The goal then isn't to blame the spark, it's to empty the box. To recognize where old matches are stored and release the meaning attached to them. Here's a powerful truth. You cannot hold other people or the environment responsible for your triggers. No one makes you angry. No one causes you to overreact. The emotional intensity lives in the meaning you assign to what happens. The moment you say, they made me feel this way, you give away your power. But when you say, I feel triggered because I interpreted that event as disrespect, you take back your power. That shift in language marks the beginning of emotional freedom. It may sound confronting, but it's also deeply liberating, because when you accept ownership of your triggers, you also gain the ability to change them. So how do we begin the process of diffusing them? Step 1, awareness. Notice when a strong emotion arises quickly. Pause before reacting. Name it without judgment. I'm feeling anger. I'm feeling shame. Step 2, identify the meaning. Ask yourself, what meaning am I attaching to this? Or what story am I replaying? You'll often discover the story is old, perhaps rooted in an early time when your values were ignored or your boundaries were crossed. Step 3, separate past from present. Remind yourself, this situation is not that situation. I'm not who I was back then. That gentle statement allows your nervous system to reset. Step 4, respond from awareness. Once the story is named and separated, the emotional charge begins to fade. You can now respond calmly, consciously, and appropriately. This is emotional regulation, not suppression. Understanding. Remember your car's dashboard? When the warning light flashes, ignoring it doesn't fix the problem. You can cover it with tape, but the issue beneath will grow until something breaks. Triggers are the same. They're emotional warning lights saying something unresolved needs attention. If you ignore them, if you keep driving, you'll eventually face breakdown, anxiety, resentment, fatigue, even physical illness. So when you notice that light flashing, don't speed up, slow down, pull over, look beneath the bonnet of your mind and ask, what needs attention? And as you notice your triggers, remind yourself that every moment of awareness weakens their hold. Each pause, each breath restrains your nervous system to choose calm instead of chaos. And as you do, imagine yourself responding rather than reacting, observing rather than absorbing, understanding rather than exploding. Because you truly can. And the more you practice, the more natural that calm response becomes. And of course, some triggers run deeper than awareness alone can resolve. They may be tied to trauma, grief, or long-standing emotional patterns. If you find yourself struggling to manage intense reactions, please speak to professional support. Therapists, counselors, and coaches, myself included, can help you unpack and safely release those triggers. If you'd like personal guidance, I invite you to book a one-on-one session with me. Together, we can create practical strategies to diffuse emotional triggers and restore inner peace. You've already begun that process simply by being here. Awareness is the first act of healing. Every time you pause, question, and choose calm, you're teaching your mind that you no longer need to react to every spark. So keep observing, keep softening, keep releasing. Because your emotions are not your enemies, they are messages. And the more fluently you learn their language, the quieter life becomes, the stronger you feel inside. This is how emotional maturity grows. This is how peace begins.